nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may be seated.
Ms. Mumford, you are an attorney at law,
Yes, I am.
and you represented or represent Chase Walker, the plaintiff in this case?
Yes.
How long have you represented him?
In this case or in other
At any
cases?
time.
Over 2 years.
Okay. You're also his friend,
Yes.
and you have an office right beside him, or you did at some point in time, correct?
I had an office, yes.
And during the point of time that we're concerned with in this lawsuit, right?
Yes.
In fact, you were in that office the entire time that we're concerned with in this lawsuit, correct?
That is correct.
And you had plenty of opportunity to observe Mr. Walker's demeanor and Ms. Newberger's demeanor, correct?
Yes.
Did you ever see Ms. Newberger do or say anything untoward to Mr. Walker other than some concerns about what he was doing in violation of his lease?
Can you repeat the question?
You observed him and her regularly, correct?
I did.
And they had some, for lack of a better term, some head-to-head confrontations?
Yes.
And the subject matter of all of those confrontations were some infraction by Mr. Walker.
I'm going to object, Your Honor. Ms. Mumford is obviously Mr. Walker's former counsel, and some of this line of questioning is going to run afoul his attorney-client privilege rights, Your Honor.
Judge, I don't intend to infringe on the attorney-client privilege and just instruct the witness.
I would advise the witness to stay away from anything that's dealing with the case that you may have with Mr. Walker, okay?
Which is what he's asking, so then I
If
should not
you are
answer
the
the
attorney,
question.
you are the attorney, if you believe there's attorney-client privilege, you are not allowed to answer it.
Well, I do believe that that is attorney-client privilege.
You believe that you have attorney-client privilege on what you saw Bethany do? At any time you think you have privilege?
That is correct.
Okay, then, Your Honor, I move to strike her entire testimony.
Your Honor, I'm going to object here because it's really, what is the reason for Ms. Mumford even being here is the real question. I think we are getting into a really delicate space considering her integral role and literally how we even led here today. A lot of the facts and the knowledge in which she does have, although she can speak onto her experience, obviously with the Newbergers, because she was a former tenant in that space, which she has testified to. But anything in reference to Mr. Walker, particularly considering that she just testified that she's been his counsel, and he's been in this space for the past year, Your Honor, I think we really need to tighten in the reins here, and it's equally not fair to just strike her testimony in its entirety if he's not able to limit the scope to just.
Let me hear from counsel.
Yeah, Your Honor, I'm just calling her as a fact witness, just to establish what she saw. Nothing to do with the relationship or any confidential matters between her and her attorney.
Okay.
I'm not the least bit concerned about
I'm
that.
gonna allow that for that limited purpose.
Okay? Let me make this very simple.
Of course.
Do you represent, or have you ever represented Mr. Kaplan?
No, I have not.
Have you ever represented his girlfriend?
No, I have not.
You don't now, you never did, correct?
That's correct.
And you have no, or he has no privilege with respect to you in any way, shape, or form, correct?
Respect to me, that is correct.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Cross?
Ms. Mumford, I just want to have one clarity question. How long have you served as counsel for Mr. Walker?
I've served for counsel for Mr. Walker over 2 years.
And it is your understanding that Mr. Walker has been in this particular space for about a year?
That is correct.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
May the witness be excused?
Yes, please.
Call your next witness.